Hoy, crewmates. Hoy. Here. Ring a ding ding, crewmates. What's up? Check out. Okay, hold on. I'm going back. I got this dope ass coat. So tomorrow, I don't know if this is a nationwide thing, but tomorrow is the No Kings protest, which I like to call the No Kings parade because I'm a cynical smartass. But before I talk about that, and before I talk about how this coat relates to that, I'm going to talk about my day today, because I had such a good day today. I got up early, I went to work, and work was fun, because I really like my job. My coworker bought us lunch, or as I would prefer to say, my friend who I work with bought us lunch, which was super awesome. We had burgers for lunch in the shop, which was super dope. And then after work, I went over to visit a friend and dropped something off with them, and I got lunch from them while they were working, and that was super fun. Well, I had more of a snack. It was more like a big snack, you know. But I got lunch. I had a nice beer, which was pretty nice. I don't drink a lot of beer anymore, so it was nice to just sit down and have one. It was labeled as a breakfast stout, so it was like a really dark, thick beer, which I really liked. And it was like sweet, pretty high alcohol content, or being like, I think it was like 6.5. It was so good. It was so good. I loved it. It had like coffee and chocolate flavors in it, which was so tasty. I think this is worth. See, I've got the Super Auto Pets gameplay on to make it like more entertaining and watchable, because there's something happening. There's gonna be gameplay. There's gonna be I should move my camera. Boom. I think this is better. Perfect. But so there's gonna be some dope video game music playing. There's gonna be a game. I had a burger, and then I got some sliders from a friend. Dropped something off with them. Had a beer. Alright, so and then I walked home, which I enjoyed because it was a very nice day today. It was a very nice day. So I walked home, had a blast. So I walked home because it was a nice day, and then I got home. I smoked some weed, which try not to do that as much, but it's hard, and I like weed a lot, so smoked some weed. And then I walked down to the pawn shop, and I was looking at the guns, and oh my god, they had this fucking badass 32 revolver. Oh, not 32, sorry. I mean, there was a 32, but fuck, I bought the wrong one. I really wanted to buy it. Wait. Yeah, I wanted to buy the seal and then just feed it this food. Fuck, damn it. But so and then I smoked some weed, and then I left. And when I left, I went to the pawn shop, and I saw a 22 revolver. That's what I meant to say. I saw this dope 22 revolver. There was also a 32, which the person I was talking to said that 32 is a strange caliber. Not 100% sure why. I'm not the best rememberer ever. I've been largely unmedicated recently because it's been hard to get Adderall. That's what I normally take. If I wanted to take something else, I'd have to go in and talk to my doctor, which is like tedious. I have ADHD, which it doesn't matter if I have ADHD. Like when something takes extra steps to do, I find it significantly more difficult to do just because I have trouble starting it in the first place. And starting things is consistently the hardest part of doing them. And so I didn't remember what he told me. And so I was looking at these two revolvers. They were both 22 caliber, and I was very interested in them because they look dope as shit. And I want to get a 22 because I want something that'll be fun to shoot, so that I can just go shoot stuff and improve my comfortability with guns and improve my ability to use them and shit. Damn, I might use this. Nah, I'm chilling. But so I saw the one. It was like $219, which seems really affordable because you can barter. All right, you can barter. Well, maybe not barter. You can haggle. And so my game plan is to show up, like let's pull up and say, I'll give you $150 cash for this. I have $200 in my wallet. We'll just say $150 cash for this. I'll buy it all right now. And then depending on what they say, you know, maybe I have to pivot. Maybe I'm like, okay. How about 175? And then I go, all right. You're busting my tits, but 190. I can't go any higher than that. And then it's like, you know, worst case scenario, we're paying $200, but I know that $19 can get knocked off easy if I'm paying in full in cash right there. You know what I mean? But I think it's time to sell this armadillo. Is it armadillo? Because I know everybody calls them armadillos. But but I digress. What was I thinking about? The gun. Haggling for the gun. So it's like it was just a dope revolver. It was a double action. Double action had a wood stock that had been like fucked with by the last person who owned it. I'm relatively close to being able to afford one because I've been setting aside money, like little bits at a time. But so I really want to get that. Oh my gosh! And then just go have fun with it. Cause shooting is so fun. I love it so much. By the cats. I can sandbag a little bit because I have a lot of health. So like worst case scenario, I lose this, and then I just go down to 3 life. But so I want to get that, and then I want to get something that's like actually practical for self-defense. Like I don't ever want to have to use a gun to defend myself, right? But I believe we live in a world where I might have to do that. So I am going to try and be prepared for it. You know what I mean? Let's see. Gun. Shooting. Gun. Damn. I got fucking obliterated there. Let's get that Za. Get another Za. Okay. Okay, so that shit was so cool. And then after the pawn shop, after I went to the pawn shop and had fun at the pawn shop, went to the thrift store. That's where I got this coat, which I really like. Boom, we win. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, booby squeezy, as I like to say. You know what I mean? Why do I say something ridiculous and then just say, you know what I mean, right after, as if anybody's gonna know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. But, oh my god. I keep getting fucking distracted. Purple, creamy bits. Let's go with that. But, thrift shop. I got this coat. I got some pants to go with this coat because I wanted an outfit inspired by Benny from Fallout New Vegas. I'm gonna put a picture of Benny up because he wears a checkered coat with white pants and a black tie. I couldn't find a black tie. I found this, which is like black and white. And I got that, and then I found a copy of Brainstorm, which is a book that my therapist lent me. This book by Daniel J. Siegel, doctor, because that's what MD means, it's doctor, probably, I don't really know. Going for another ox build, I suppose. Level you up, sell you, buy you, freeze, perfect. But so I got this coat, another coat which is sitting on my bed and which I'm not going to show you because I don't feel like it. But and then the pants, the tie, and the book. I was also looking for like stuff that I could use for my apartment, but I couldn't find anything. Like we need a larger broom. That would be nice to have because my roommate got us a broom, but it's like really fucking tiny and it's honestly miserable to use. but it's okay because it's better than nothing. But I was like looking for a broom. I was looking for like cleaning supplies. Not even like cleaning. I mean, it's not what I would think of as cleaning supplies, but like stuff that I can use to clean, like tools, cleaning tools. I suppose would be a better way to put it. Buy a dolphin for this round. Give you the meat on the bone. That's good. But yeah, and then after the pawn shop, I contemplated buying some cigarettes. I didn't, which I'm proud of. But at the same time, I'm just kind of I feel like I'm delaying the inevitable. But it's okay, because it's better than smoking a cigarette now. At least that's what I like to think. I don't think sleeping pill right now is wise. But so then I walked home. And then I came here, and I'm recording this video now. And now that I'm done talking about my day, I can talk about the No Kings protest. But some tabling for an organization that I belong to, which should be loads of fun. I think I'm gonna really like it, because I just get to sit down, be a propagandist, which in this instance means that I'm talking to people. I'm gassing up the organization that I belong to, and I'm gonna be like talking about other mutual aid orgs in the area. So not only am I gonna be there being like, hey, come join us and be a based commie, but I'm gonna be like, hey, yeah, check out this organization that you can join and then do mutual aid with. Wouldn't that be so dope? But so I'm gonna be a little propagandist tomorrow, and I'm wearing my Benny outfit. So I'm gonna wear this white button up, that tie I just got, alongside my white pants, and that's gonna be so fucking fun. And that's why I just want, like, I want people to walk up to me, and then I just want to go ring a ding ding baby, and then I want something strange to happen so I can go, what in the goddamn, you know? I think that would be so funny. Like, that's my sense of humor. That's my sense of humor for you. Just copying things, repeating things, I should say. But so that should be really fun. Another thing that I wanted to talk about today was, damn, I got fucking hosed. Collective action. Hold on, I wrote a note in my phone for this. Alrighty. So, I think if we are going to actually start mobilizing and organizing, we have to learn, and by we, I mean you watching this. You need to learn this, unless you already know this, in which case, good job. But we need to start learning how to do action in a collective, as a collective, engaging in collective action, and collective like striking. Collective, using our labor as a collective, as the working class, the class that is in the majority, right? Oh, damn, okay, I'm getting sleepy already. But so like we, the working class, need to learn how to utilize the fact that we are the majority, right? And so the way we use that is by doing collective action. But we've been taught all our lives to think of ourselves as individuals and think about things on an individual level and in terms of individual action. And in order to combat that, what you can do as an individual, some individual action that you can take, is you can create a collective. I talked about this with my friend who studies anthropology. All you need to do to make a group, or the only thing that like makes a group, is for that group to be recognized by more than one person. So if you want to call yourself like the fucking the commie party of the commie party of the West Coast, you can. And for that group to exist, the only thing that needs to happen is for more than one person to recognize that it is a group. Because a group consists of more than one person. At least that's what I think. I think this will be good. I might end up doing the exact same strategy as last time. If you don't have a group in the place that you live, then go fucking make one. Like, go outside, go get with a friend, read some fucking theory or something, or maybe just engage in praxis, go do some mutual aid, go support people and help people, and then just say, hey, we're this group, do you want to join? And then you don't have to, like, feel ashamed or embarrassed about, like, not knowing what to do, because you can just learn. Like, that's part of the process. Part of the process of making a group and engaging in collective action is making mistakes and learning. Is learning from your own mistakes, learning from the mistakes of our comrades that have come before us. Like, we can go look at historical examples and say, what did they do right? What did they do wrong? How can we learn from them? How can we learn from their failure? And that's such a great use of your time if you wish to engage in, like, true meaningful change, if you want to build up a collective. But, like, because I don't think that individual action is going to save us or going to help us in the slightest. Obviously, it won't save us. I don't know if we can be saved at this point. But it can make a better future for those who come after us. And I think that's what's really important. It's like, I can make my life as good as I'm comfortable with, or as good as I want. I can make it... Let's see, how do I word this? I can make my life comfortable by simply changing how I think. But I can improve the conditions of the generations that come after me by engaging in action and by doing stuff and actively trying to make it better for them, you know? And I think that's really powerful and really important. Now I'm thinking about this. Man, my rolls are not going good right now. I want to see another tiger or a chocolate bar. I think that's my best roll, and I think it's risky to keep rolling, but I'm going to do it. Oh, it did not pay off. That's okay. Let's go for a cupcake here. That's alright, it's alright, it's alright. But, collective action, right? I was talking to a friend yesterday about Marxism, because they identify as an anarchist. And so, let me give you a quick Marxist rundown. A Marxist like myself believes, or at least I'm a Marxist-Leninist. I believe that the working class must seize the means of production. And what that means is take control of factories and things that produce things. Fast bones? Lazy presidents? Sure. That's strangely topical. No, it's not. But so, once the workers seize the means of production, they will pretty much then seize the state and the power of the state. Now, how that happens, I'm not precisely sure. I still have more reading to do. But like, basically, I feel like if you control the things and what is made, you control, like, the economy and the state. But essentially, the workers control the means of production, and they will then use that power of having the means of production and seize the state, which Lenin writes that the state is a thing that is used to oppress a class. Or a state is an entity, I suppose, that is used to oppress a class. But so the workers will use the state to oppress the former ruling class, the bourgeoisie, who exist off of the backs of the labor of the proletariat. Now, the main thing that is problematic about the bourgeoisie is that they do not produce things. They produce wealth, they produce jobs in this specific economy, but the only reason they produce jobs is because we exist in a system where they have to produce jobs. Like me, as a member of the proletariat, I can't just, like, make my own job. I'm reliant on the bourgeoisie to employ me. And so what this means is that, like, I guess maybe not what this means, but something that you can derive from that is that the bourgeoisie live off the backs of our labor, and their entire existence is based off the exploitation of our labor. they have a factory, and because they have a factory, they pay people to build stuff in that factory. And then the people who are getting paid to build that stuff are making significantly less than the person who's paying them to build that stuff is. Otherwise, why would you be paying somebody to build something if it's not profitable, right? Like, you would just find something else to do. But instead, they own the fruits of your labor. And because of that, oh yeah, one thing that I love learning about was that, like, in old markets, somebody would make something and they would bring it to the market. And this thing that they make would often be like surplus value. And because, like, you know, you produce stuff for yourself, you make yourself food, and then you bring an item to the market. And the reason you bring it to the market is because you don't need it. And so commodities are things that are created not to be used but to be exchanged. And so what this looks like is, if I were to make a coat, if I were to like let's say I sewed up this coat, or I created this coat, or a hat, for example. That's a lot easier for me to imagine myself doing. Let's say I make a hat, and then instead of I'm making this hat for me to wear it, I make this hat to exchange it for something. That hat has now become a commodity, at least according to what I have read from Marxism. And the problem with commodities is that, actually, I don't know if commodities are necessarily a problem. They're a problem when you exist under a system that prioritizes profits, and quick profits and efficient profits. Because, like, if I'm a guy who makes shoes, and I make shoes for everybody, how am I supposed to make money? Because we live in a system where if you don't make money, you don't get to live anymore. You don't have the means of survival when you don't make money. The means of sustenance, I think I've heard it called. Damn, I fucking got hosed. But, like, so basically what you have to do is you either have to do something new, or you have to find new markets. And so what this can look like is making a different kind of shoe, or giving people a new reason to buy a shoe, or selling shoes to people who don't have them, finding a new place to sell your shoes. And so in this endless profit seeking, what happens is things like being a shoemaker end up becoming kind of evil. Not necessarily, but they make something that wouldn't be problematic. Because now, instead of the shoemaker just making shoes for everybody and repairing people's shoes when they need it, the shoemaker has to charge a high price for their shoes, and, like, the people that are paying for them end up getting the shortest end of the stick. And so eventually, with advancements in production, the shoemaker becomes the factory owner and begins to hire people to make shoes with the equipment that they own. And ownership is a problem. Private ownership is a problem, because we live in a society that is based off of money in the way that it is, and private ownership is used to make it so that some people have stuff and other people don't have stuff, and because people have stuff, they can get more stuff. That's where it becomes problematic. Gosh, I forgot what I had originally started talking about. That's so funny. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna reroute. So, seizing the means of production, seizing the state. Anarchist. Anarchist has a different opinion about this. So an anarchist would typically not want to create this hierarchy. Like, I kind of believe that because of, like, human tendencies, and because of the conditioning that we have already undergone as a species, living under capitalism, you don't get to just, like, destroy the state. Like I had mentioned about how if there's people that rely on these systems that we have in place in order to survive, like myself, I get benefits from the government because for the past, like, couple years, I've relied on them for sustenance and for healthcare. And so if those systems were to just be uprooted, I would be in a worse condition, because at that point I would have much less time to myself. I would probably be in immense medical debt because everything is so unaffordable. And like, I got hit by a truck on my skateboard and they mailed me a $4,000 bill. Like, if you don't think that's ridiculous that I have to pay for getting hit by a truck, go fuck yourself. Like, go change your mind and then come back to my channel. But like, you should not have to pay for getting hurt. That does not make any fucking sense, and I can't believe that we live in a system that would work like this. But so if you were to just uproot those systems, instead of incrementally changing them in order to change the people and the influence that the people feel, like I think that the biggest thing is how people think about things. Because like, if I'm used to living in an economy that is wholly based off of money, I'm gonna have a really hard time adjusting to one that is different, and I'm probably not going to like it if it's just changed so rapidly. But so through this, my opinion is that a Marxist believes that we should take control of the system and change it from the ground up, incrementally and with care. I think that's one of the biggest things, is that the system needs to be changed, yes, and the way to change it is through like intense thought, care, and planning. Because people rely on these systems. Congratulations on your win streak. I don't want to change the difficulty. Fuck that. I'm surprised I got 3 wins, because these are the first 3 games I played in a couple months. But yeah, it was basically because they had brought up the point of like, I don't think that these systems that were built off of the backs of things like slavery and colonization are worth keeping, because they're corrupt and evil from the ground up. And yes, I think they're corrupt and evil. And I think that people who are raised in that is also going to reflect on the people that are raised in this society that is built off of corruption and evil, right? Like if you grew up being conditioned that certain kinds of people are bad, like let's say you're similar to me and you grew up with the conditioning that trans people are bad and they suck. And I'm using this example because it's the identity group that I belong to. But like, if you grow up thinking that, and if you think that it's evil to think that trans people, to think that trans people are less than others because of their identity, then like, are you not essentially calling this person evil? Like, or I guess if you think that like the forced detransition of people, like if you think that there's only 2 genders, that you can't change your gender, and that people like me who go on estrogen therapy and go into the women's restroom after transitioning, like if you think that's bad and shouldn't happen, like and you think this because of the oppression of trans people, does that evil not reflect onto the person? Like the people who live in the society have the evils of that society implanted into them and have it conditioned on them, like pretty much since birth. Because you can't change the environment that you're in, or you can't choose the environment that you're in, but I do believe that you can change it. And I believe that changing a giant system takes a giant boatload of systematic work. And like, that's not the kind of work that I'm cut out for. Like, I think that like what's going to happen is that if the government starts to like go under, like it's going to be incredibly, like if there's a revolution, if something changes, the government's going to be fucking shooken up. And I think that one of the most important things, one of the most impactful things you can do, both for the future and both for now, is establishing systems of mutual aid that don't rely on the system. Like creating local food. I was gonna say food stuff, but like teaching people how to grow plants, growing plants with people. It's hard to think about Marxism and play this game at the same time. Like teaching people how to build stuff, teaching people how to grow stuff, teaching people how to survive and get things that they need without relying on the system that we live in. Because the system that we live in includes money. It includes employment. It includes government benefits. It's like, it's all that shit and more. And if you're going to rely on that, and you also are going to, because you have to rely on that. That's the system that we live in. That's my opinion, at least. And because of that like fact of life, or what I think is a fact of life, it's hard to want such giant systemic change without, or it's hard to go through giant systemic change without first establishing the systems that you need to replace the system. And so, like, you know, establishing like food distribution and food prep groups, systems of mutual aid that will benefit not only your community but yourself. I think that's one of the most impactful things you can do, because they are forms of community building, they are forms of mutual aid, they are forms of resistance, because like, if you can feed somebody and like you had to spend and that person had to spend little to no money, like, and if you sourced your ingredients from a place that is not like a sussy corporate grocery store, then I think that is an act of resistance. That is an act of revolution, because you are creating the conditions that need to be in place for a genuine revolution to happen. In fact, I think it's probably one of the most revolutionary things you can do is to establish these systems of mutual aid. It is a revolutionary attitude to just go out and help people because you have the ability to do so. Like, we're conditioned not to do that. We're conditioned to only focus on increasing our own wealth, to think that we are a disenfranchised maybe not disenfranchised, but that we are a potential billionaire just in the making. All it takes is a little bit of hard work and the right attitude. That's all you need to strike it rich, baby. But in reality, that's not true. The only way you get it is through immense luck. And I think that that luck is a combination of opportunity and I don't know, seeking it out. Like, you don't get to go from being poor to being rich without trying, you know? Like, not only do you have to try, but you have to find yourself in the right situation to do that. And it's possible for anyone to become wealthy. But it is not possible for everyone to become wealthy. And that's one of the biggest, like, you know, evil things about our system, is that, like, I could end up being a millionaire. I could end up being wealthy. But the chances that happen are so low. And if I were to do that, it would come at the cost of the other people in my class. The other people that I currently stand beside and have the same interests of. Holy shit, flawless victory, unbelievable. Turn 10 dub. That's fucking wild. Yo, are they sending real opponents after me, or are these all like fake people, fake players? Ooh, Frisky Whiskers, I like how that sounds. But whatever. I lost the plot. Gen Z millennial saying. But I lost the plot of what I was saying. So I'm just going to go back to what I had originally decided to talk about. Establishing groups of mutual aid. Establishing a group. Literally just think of a cool name or a name that you want to call your group and then go fucking do shit. Go get a friend. I don't need to do this because I'm already a member of an established organization. But like, just go out. Just do it. It's like Shia LaBeouf, you know? Isn't that guy kind of sus? I don't know. But I'm just gonna keep talking throughout this last Super Auto Pets game, and then I'm gonna call it. Like, you can call yourself whatever you want. If you're a Magic the Gathering player, you can call yourself fucking. You can call it the Stinkweed Imps, the Imps. You know. Like, imagine that. Imagine that you made like a communist or a mutual aid group, and you just called it Imps. Imps Mischief, something like that. Some silly Magic the Gathering card name. Like, you know, you could probably think of a couple good ones, like you know, lightning bolt. That would be great. That would be so fucking cool. Lightning bolt. Let's see. I've got some more cards on my desk. Let's see. Let's see. Some of these are a lot of new cards. I feel like it would have to be like a classic card. Classic card, you know. Gray Merchant of Asphodel. You know that one? You know Gray Merchant of Asphodel? Food Chain. That's a good one. That's a good one. Hey, if anybody's watching my video and you're trying to establish a mutual aid organization, call yourself Food Chain. All right. If you're a nerd, you have to be a Magic the Gathering nerd to do this. So do that, and then tell me about it, so that I can boost you. I don't have much of a reach. I'm gonna be honest, but I will boost you. I will give you some fucking shout outs. And I will support. Oh fuck! I skipped over a camel. I will jerk you off. I will suck your cock or whatever else you want me to suck. If anybody does that, because I think that would be so fucking cool. Gosh, I'm being so fucking sexual, but it's okay because it's funny, right? It's funny. Gosh, I am so silly. Why so silly? See, this is the part where I ran out of stuff to talk about, and I'm just kind of waiting for my own video to end. Holy shit. Oof. I kind of want I really want to do a a blowfish. Yeah, I want to do a blowfish build this time. Because I've done the same build for like the last 4 or 5 games. Alright, we're looking for the blowfish. It's like, oh. You know that video? Oh. It's cruel. They're like killing that blowfish. That thing is like dying. It's so evil, but the sound it makes is so funny. You know, and I feel like such a piece of shit for saying that every time. But it is. It's hilarious. And then it's like, and the funniest part is that I'm laughing about it. Is that I'm going like, oh my gosh, this blowfish dying is so fucking funny. You know, that blowfish is a comrade. And I'm laughing about the suffering of a comrade right now, which is fucked up. I'm just gonna be real. That's fucked up. Kind of evil. But gosh, see, and now I just made myself feel bad. See, being a leftist, it ain't all fun and games. See, sometimes your funny stuff that's funny feels bad. You know, when you go laugh at something, you should think about why you're laughing at it. Because maybe you should feel bad about laughing about those things, you know? I had these fucking things in the wrong order. Oh my gosh. I'm not paying attention. I'm just trying to make conversation till the video's over. Scarlet, keep talking, Scarlet. You need to keep talking. Oh my gosh. I don't actually need to keep talking. I'm just being silly. I see. I'm thinking about editing the video, and I don't want to skip a lot of footage. I want it to be I want it to have as little dead air as possible. Because that's just the kind of gamer I am. I like talking. I like watching videos where somebody's talking a lot. Because I'm hoping that I can make a video like this and make it so that the person watching doesn't have to give a shit about the game that I'm playing. Like, I want you to just sit here, listen to my voice, watch the video, maybe be entertained by the game. Maybe you're not entertained by the game. Maybe you're just listening to me. Maybe you're hearing the sounds from the game. Actually, I'm probably just going to cut the game sounds out or make them really quiet. But maybe you're listening to it and you're just like, I got no fucking clue what's going on right now, but I'm enjoying Scarlet's smooth, sexy, silky voice. You know? Gosh. You know, if you're thinking that about me, you're allowed to, but cut it out. Cut it out. I just distracted myself so hard because I called my voice sexy. Holy shit. And then we get the cat. Wow, we have 2 fucking pairs in the shop. That feels really good. I think I'm gonna get rid of this turtle because I'm at level 6 now. So let's get the cats, buy a pair, and roll. Do I want to go for the mammoth? I think I can forsake the mammoth. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Oh my gosh, my build's so much better than yours, kid. Bling, 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 bling. Look at that. Holy shit. They just do the same thing every time and everything will go just fine. Let's see. I do kind of want to roll for a level 2 blowfish is good. I wanted to roll for a melon, but that also works. I probably just win here. No, my blowfish! Hope everybody listening to my video is able to get some value out of it. 'Cause that's all I really want. Ah, shit, I didn't win. I look embarrassing right now. I said I was gonna win, and then I didn't win. Wow. You can tell. I'm just repeating myself now. I'm just repeating words over and over. I'm repeating how I don't have anything to say because I'm waiting for the video to end. Because I don't have anything to say and I'm waiting for the video to end. Alright, right here. This is it. This is the end. I really hope y'all didn't click off right now. Okay. Look at this. Easy win. Easy peasy. That's not the sound that the game makes, but that's the sound I'm gonna make. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to hit my mic. I'll see y'all crewmates in the next video. Peace.